Good morning. Today we shall start the new chapter curve fitting. We shall study linear as well as non-linear curve fitting. In case of linear curve fitting, we shall see how we can fit a straight line. At first, we shall see what is the meaning of curve fitting. Curve fitting means an exact relationship between two variables by algebraic equations, and this relation is the equation of the curve. That means we have to find the equation of curve by the given condition. And therefore, curve fitting means to form an equation of a curve by evaluating the unknown constant with the help of given data. That means you shall given some data will be given to you, and you have to evaluate that data and obtain the values of constants and put into the given expression, and that will be a equation of required curve. Let us see what is a least square curve fitting procedure. The method of least square is the most systematic procedure to fit a unique curve. Let the set of data points be xi, yi. I goes from 1 to m. That means data points are x1, y1, x2, y2, x3, y3, and so on up to xm, ym. That means m points are given to you as a data. Using this m point, you have to fit a curve. Let the curve be given by the equation y equal to f of x, which is to be fitted by given data. At x is equals to xi, the observed value of the ordinates means y coordinates, that means values of y is yi, and the corresponding value of the fitting curve is f of xi. That means in the point xi, yi, if we consider x is equals to xi, that means values of x are x1, x2, x3, so on up to xm, and corresponding values of y are yi, that means y1, y2, y3, so on ym, and the corresponding curve is f of xi, that means y1 is equals to f of x1, y2 is equals to f of x2, y3 is equals to f of x3, and so on, ym is equals to f of xm. If ei is the error of the approximation at x is equals to xi, and then ei is equals to yi minus f of xi. That means E1 is equals to y1 minus f of x1, E2 is equals to y2 minus f of x2, and so on up to mth value of I. If we write S is equals to y1 minus f of x1 whole square plus y2 minus f of x2 whole square plus so on, this is ym minus f of xm whole square. This is a minus sign, this is a print mistake, there is a minus sign. But using this value, ei is equals to yi minus f of xi, y1 minus f of x1 is a e1, and therefore this first term becomes e1 square plus this is a e2 square plus on, this is a em square. Then the method of least square consists in minimizing the value of s, because s is a total error, and we have to minimize this error. Means least square means minimize the error s. That is the sum of the square of the errors, that is e1 square plus e2 square plus on em square. At first we shall see fitting a straight line. That means a straight line is a linear curve, and we have to today see only the fitting of a linear curve. That means fitting of a straight line. Here general equation of straight line is ax plus by is equals to c. Here a and b are constant of the expression variables x and y, and c is a constant term. We shall write equation of straight line as y is equals to a0 plus a1x. Now to fit this straight line, we have to obtain the values of a0 and a1 by using given data points. Now we shall assume that this is a straight line to be fitted to the given data points. Then we have, what is S? S is equals to y1 minus f of x1 plus y2 minus f of x2, ym minus f of xm with their squares. And therefore y1 minus f of x1, f of x1 means this one. Here we have to put x is equals to x1, and that is y1 minus a0 plus a1 x1 whole square plus y2 minus a0 plus a1 x2 whole square and plus on ym minus a0 plus a1 xm whole square. Now equation 3 is a equation of error, which is denoted by S, and we have to minimize this error S. Means we have to consider the value of S as a minimum, and we know that this will be minimum if its first order derivatives are equal to 0 with respect to the variable a0 and a1, and second order derivatives must be greater than or equal to 0. This is a expression for minima. We have studied maxima and minima in 12th standard in first year class also for the two variables or one variable. Now here it is for two variables, therefore there are two equations. S will be minimum, that is first order derivative with respect to a0 and with respect to a1 must be equal to 0. As there are two independent variables a0 and a1, we have to consider their partial derivatives. That means dou s by dou a0 is equals to 0, dou s by dou a1 is equals to 0. Now we shall obtain the values of these derivatives by using equation 3. To obtain dou s by dou a0 is equals to 0, we shall differentiate equation 3 with respect to a0, and therefore here derivative of this expression with respect to a0, as there is a 2 square, that means 2 times y1 minus a0 plus a1 x1 into derivative of y1 minus a0 plus a1 x1. Similarly for next term, and this will comes to be minus 2 y1 minus a0 plus a1 x1 minus 2 y2 minus a0 plus a1 x2 and plus on minus on 2 ym minus a0 plus a1 xm is equals to 0. It is simple. It is a derivative of m terms of a square type, and we get then this equation. Now remaining part is a simplification. Every term has a multiplier minus 2. Dividing throughout by minus 2, this minus 2 get cancelled, every term become positive. And then in each term there is a y1, this is y2 plus ym. We shall transfer this y1, y2, ym on right side. Actually it will become at first minus, and this term minus a0 plus a1 x1 minus a0 plus a1 x2, multiplying by minus sign, right side become y1 plus y2 plus on ym, and left side is a0 plus a1 x1 plus a0 plus a1 x2 and plus on a0 plus a1 xm is equals to right hand side is y1 plus y2 plus on ym. These are the simple calculations you can calculate and see. Then next term we have a0 plus a0 m times. Sum of a0 is m times, that means a0 plus a0 m times. It can be written as ma0. Then plus a1 x1 plus a1 x2 plus on a1 xm. Now every term has a a1 coefficient. We can take a1 common, and what is remaining inside bracket? x1 plus x2 plus on xm, and take this right hand side as it is here, y1 plus y2 plus on ym. Okay, this is the equation 4, which can be written in using summation formula as ma0 plus a1 summation of xi, I goes from 1 to n, is equals to summation of yi, I goes from 1 to n. This is the equation 4. Later on we shall see it can be written using the sigma notation. We get equation 4 by differentiating equation 3 with respect to a0. It is a partial derivative. Similarly, we shall differentiate equation 3 with respect to a1, and we shall obtain after simplifying equation number 5. Now consider the derivative. Dou s by dou a1 is equals to 0. Then left hand side is obtained by differentiating equation number 3 with respect to a1, and this is comes to be minus, because there is a x1 multiplier, therefore it can be done minus 2x1 into y1 minus a0 plus a1 x1 minus on 2xm ym minus a0 plus a1 xm is equals to 0. Now as again there is a, we have written first and last term here, again there is a multiplier minus 2 every term, dividing throughout by minus 2, this will become x1 y1 minus a0 plus a1 x1 plus so on xm ym minus a0 plus a1 xm is equals to 0 after dividing by minus 2. Then there is a x1, you can multiply by x1 here, this x1, and as in previous case this first term is x1 y1 plus x2 y2 xn yn, and this xm ym, this sum is transferred on right hand side, and then what is remain? This x1 into a0 plus a1, this is a1 not am1, it is not am1, it is x1 into a0 plus a1 x1 plus on xm into a0 plus a1 xm is equals to this x1 y1 x2 y2 xm y1, it is xm y1 ym, it is written on right side. Now here first term is again after multiplying by x1 here, it is a0 x1 a0 x2 and finally last term a0 xm. From these m terms we can take a0 common, and in bracket x1 plus x2 plus on xm, plus again a1 common, and we can write this is a a1 x1. Already I have told that this is a print mistake, it is a1 x1, and it will become a1 x1 square. a1 is taken outside, in bracket x1 square. Second term is a2 x2 square, a1 x2 square, a1 is taken outside, x2 square, and plus on a1 xm square. A1 is outside, it is xm square. And right hand side is this term as it is, x1 y1 plus x2 y2 plus on xm ym. This is the equation number 5, which is obtained by differentiating equation 3 partially with respect to a1. Using summation notation, it can be written as a0 summation I goes from 1 to m xi plus a1 summation I goes from 1 to n xi square, and this is summation I goes from 1 to n xi yi square. These both the equations 4 and 5 compactly using summation symbol can be written as equation number 6 and 7. Already I have told that these are the equations. This is the equation 4 written in compact form using summation symbol. This is the equation number 5 written using summation symbol. Equation 6 is obtained by differentiating equation 3 partially with respect to a0, and equation 7 is obtained by differentiating equation 3 partially with respect to a1. Now in these equations 6 and 7, xi and yi are the known quantities because you have given m data points. As the data points xi, yi goes from 1 to m are given to you, therefore the values of xi and y are known to you, and therefore equation 6 and 7 are called normal equations. Okay, you have to remember this for MCQ purpose. Equation 6 and 7 are called as a normal equations. And these two equations are simultaneous equations in unknown a0 and a1, because xi and y are known quantities, only unknowns are a0 and a1. Equation 6 and 7 are simultaneous equations in unknown a0 and a1, which can be solved for two unknowns a0 and a1, and put the value of this unknown in our first given equation here, y is equal to a0 plus a1. After obtaining, put the values here, and that equation is our equation of straight line, which is to be fitted by given data. Okay, this is a procedure which is called as the least square procedure for linear curve fitting. You have to remember that the equations 6 and 7, there may be question for the equation y is equals to a0 plus a1x. The normal equations are dash dash dash. These equations or some other equations may be given. You have to choose these two equations, or these equations are called as dash dash equation. You have to write these equations are called as the normal equations. Using this equation, you have to remember that values of a0 and a1 can be obtained. Now we shall see one example. Before that, already I have told that first order derivative must be equal to 0 and second order derivative must be greater than 0. Again, represent equation 3 twice, you can observe that these derivatives are greater than 0. Now here, for illustration or to understand the least square curve fitting for a straight line, one example is given here. The table below gives the temperature T in degrees Celsius and length L in mm of a heated rod. If L is equals to A0 plus A1T, find the best values for A0 and A1. That means in the theory part we have seen that equation is y is equals to a0 plus a1 x. Now in this case, instead of y it is given as a L, and instead of x it is given as a T. Means points are L, I, Ti. In general, our points are xi, yi. In this case, it is li, ti. I goes from 1 to m. But how many points are given? The temperature T is given as 20 degree, 30 degree, 40 degree, 50 degree, 60 degree and 70 degree. And at that temperature, length of that rod is given. For 20 degree, it is 800.3 millimeter. For 30 degree, 804 millimeter. For 40 degree, 806 millimeter. For 50 degree, 807 millimeter. For 60 degree, 809 millimeter. And finally, for 70 degree, 801.0 millimeter. Now, in theory part, we have seen that we have to write the normal equation, that means equation 6 and 7 using these data points. Now m means number of points. How many points here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Means value of m is 6. We require summation of Ti, summation of Li, summation of Ti square and summation of Ti into Li. Or it can be written as only summation T, summation L, summation T square and summation TL. Now this summation, to obtain this summation, we shall construct the table. In first column, we shall write the value of temperature. In second column, we shall write the values of length. Okay. And then we can take their sum. We get summation of L, summation of. Then we require summation of T square. For that purpose, we shall consider third column as a square of this first column. Then last column is first column into this second column. That is, and then we shall find summation TL. As a solution, you can observe this table. This is T. These are given values of temperature. L is the length of rod at the corresponding temperature. This is given to you. As we require summation of T square, take the square of first column. 20 square is 400, 30 square is 900, 40 square is 1600 and so on. We require T into L. Take the product of first and second column. 20 into 800, it is 16006, and similarly you can take the product of these terms and write in corresponding rows. Finally, we shall take sum of the column, this 270, we shall denote it by summation of T. Sum of second column is 4803.9 and sum of T square is 13,900 and sum of TL is 216201. The next step is write the normal equations. In this case, as I have already told that m is equal to 6, the normal equation is 6a0. That means these are equation 6 and 7. Here these equation 6 and 7 become 6a0 plus a1 summation I goes from 1 to m Ti, summation I goes from 1 to m Li, and a0 summation I goes from 1 to m Ti plus a1 summation I goes from 1 to m T square and summation I goes from 1 to m Ti Li. From the previous table we shall put the value 6 here, a0 as it is, a1 into summation of Ti. In first column lastly we shall say that summation of Ti is 270, then summation of Li, you can see that summation of Li is 4803.9 we have taken here, and similarly using a remaining common this second normal equation, this one becomes 270 a0 plus 13,900 a1, this is again printing mistake, this is a a1 not a0, and is equals to 216201. Then you can observe that these two equations are simultaneous equation is A0 and A1. This is A1. And you know the method of solving the simultaneous equation. Solve these two simultaneous equations for A0 and A1 and simplify. You will finally get value of A0 is 800 and value of A1 is 0.0146. And finally put the value of these in this equation. L is equal to A0 plus A1t. After putting here, you will get one equation which is a linear equation, that is equation of straight line, and that means we have to obtain the values of A0 and A1 in this manner. With this example, we shall conclude our today's lecture. Tomorrow we shall see non-linear curve fitting. There are different power for power function, for polynomial of nth degree, and we shall see then for exponential function and some examples. And thank you. We shall see these cases in next lecture.